following is a presentation of the Shining Wizards Network, broadcasting live in high-definition video and available on all podcasting and streaming platforms. Follow us on social media at Wizards Podcast. Check out our merchandise at merch.shiningwizards.com. Do your Amazon shopping at amazon.shiningwizards.com. And become a Patreon supporter at patreon.com/wizardspodcast. And now, it's time for the Shining Wizards.
Mr. Steven Seagal, fly down to Jamaica and say one of the baddest gal. So them send for Lady Stark, I don't know me raw. You see me? So,
Girl, would you really want that night?
me want the body if it make me feel nice. Why? Tell me what you really want all night.
Me want the bananas if it make me
Me
nice.
want the body, him want the punani. I mean, know it nice. So,
When the girls start to strut, you could look at their butt, you shouldn't do that. The girl dress is just a pity, not just there to cover her kitty.
when me a fling it up, you better know fi back it up. When me a dash it up, make sure you black it up. If you ever flap it up, then me a go lock it up. Park it up like Benji hold up. So, me want the body if it make me feel nice. Why? Tell me what you really want all night.
Me want the bananas if it make me nice. Me love the way you walk, sometimes the way you talk is so hot. Now you know, let's have a shot of rum. Then me can make you come with me to the ocean. That would be fine. You can be my bow cat. Nice idle breeze. Bring you to your knees. Good jamming.
Yo, this a gal and I blow me rather wind up slow.
We are definitely not the Wizards of the Wood, but we are the Shining Wizards, and you're tuned in live to episode number 705. Coming to you live on social media, going with you wherever you go on each and every one of those streaming and podcasting platforms. Kate the Great joining us. We got TNA, we got pay-per-views to cover. So let's just jump right into some wrestling talk.
Wind up slow when me turn it around.
Wrestling
And
talk.
talk about wrestling.
Let's go around the trio. Here we go. Dr. Dunk.
Handsome Kevin.
And KJG.
I got a little discombobulated. I didn't know which way to point because there's only three of us here tonight. Fellas, the Kevins, how are you guys?
That's right.
Fantastic, man. Fan-fucking-tastic. How are you?
I'm doing okay. A little Steven Seagal to lighten the mood tonight.
Not a boy.
Matt
No,
is
does it?
I don't know if Matt knows. Matt was leaving to go on a little vacation with his wife. He does the baseball stadium thing, and it's that time of the year for them to go make their travels. There was a problem with something at Newark Airport, so I'm kind of hoping that he left on time. So I didn't get any.
His flight was today?
I believe he's leaving tonight. Yeah.
Oh.
So,
So why would yes. All right. So there was no shock that he's not here. I don't know why he made it
what?
like a thing. Like, yeah, we know you're not gonna be here. It's your flight's tonight. Is it tonight?
Yeah, I thought it was, unless I'm fucking mistaken.
So
But
his plan was to maybe fly out earlier today than initially expected to. Yeah, that's the change there.
but his flight's leaving like around now, like right? Or maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
I don't know when his flight is. I didn't get that information.
Yeah, he didn't send us the flight number or anything like that. He doesn't care about us.
Well, I haven't gotten a weather update in a while either. So
Yeah, Matt's kind of dropping the ball on a lot of shit.
yeah.
It's really troubling, to be honest with you.
And Brundo, fucking newest wizard of all, decides to take a week off.
Yeah, look at this guy.
I go on a goddamn Cal Ripken streak, right? I'm on vacation calling in. I'm sick. I'm here. I'm doing left to right. Of course, I got this going.
Look at this guy. Look at this. Look at us. It's a holiday. Happy Labor Day, everyone.
Fucking Brundo fly. 2 weeks in, he's like, yeah, you know what? Not gonna be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, poor guy. Hope you're feeling better, Brundo.
At least Matt was right when he said we're not going to do 5-man shows all the time. We're not going to be a 5-man show. Yep, you're right, because Brundo's calling out sick.
Yeah, well, I mean, hopefully Matt's on his way soon and he didn't get delayed. And hopefully Brundo's feeling better because he's got to get his ass back to work tomorrow.
That's true. Very true.
And summertime's over. The kid's going back to school tomorrow too. So back to the old schedule, waking up at the ass crack of dawn.
What kids?
My kid.
Yeah, Tony has.
Your kid can't wake himself up. No. Really? Like he would. He would sleep if he could. He would sleep through.
No, but I
day.
mean, I still got to get up early. You know, we got to have breakfast, take showers, get out the house.
Wait, you might want to work on phrasing that differently.
What are you like the
Take
fucking
his-
cleavers?
Yeah, exactly.
You
My wife and I don't share a bed, which is fantastic.
Oh, that's like Lucy and Ricky Ricardo right there.
Fuck yeah, dude.
That's I heard like marriages last longer when you don't share the same bed.
Oh my god, it's probably heaven, honestly.
Yeah.
Nobody kicking you in the middle of the night.
Yeah,
nobody
the
snoring.
Jimmy legs.
Oh yeah, if I fucking rip ass and it smells like fucking rotten meatloaf, I don't want to make my wife fucking throw up.
That's right.
Keep it under the sheets on my side, you know. Who's with me? Come on, HK.
I mean, we have a king size, right? And
I want a lady in the streets and a fart.
But you
under
guys
my
are like
feet.
5-0. Wouldn't a twin bed be a king size for you too?
That's a great point by Tony.
I'm not 5-0, bitch. All right. You look at you. I look you in the eyes. All right. So let's not get carried away here.
You're perfect manager / referee height.
Yeah, you kind of are.
Yeah.
You kind of no, seriously.
No,
I mean,
people off. It works out.
I mean, Don Callis is what, like 6'4"? He's a fucking giant of a man too, isn't he?
Yeah, Don Callis is pretty big.
I mean, DDP is like 6'6", and he was managing people like half his size. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Always looks odd. Always looks weird that way.
Well, speaking of looking weird,
Start on with Don Callis is like this.
sorry, I had to. It was a
Oh, it took me
segue.
a second.
Hey, can we pull up the banners before we bring our guest in? Someone, anyone?
Let me see here.
Oh boy, technology at its
That's what
finest.
furious. I have been trying to do this.
Here we go. Please don't put HJC's background either.
Are you sure?
Oh yeah, whatever. I don't give a shit.
All right, good.
Well, I'm bringing her in, ladies and gentlemen. Miss Kate Faber herself. Kate, how are you?
I'm better now. How are you?
Doing fine. Doing fine.
Great.
I'm glad my banners are here. I don't come here without my banners. You're calling me weird looking before I even get on air. My God.
I mean, it was
you weird looking?
Treatments.
no, it was a segue. It wasn't, it wasn't meant toward you.
How are you guys? At least I'm not short stuff over here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love how you're so professional that you know exactly which way to point and you get it right the first time. like I'd have to like point up and like Kevin would be like down there and I'll be like, oh.
You know what? Honest to God, it's because every post show I do, they're doing the MXM touching tips thing all the time. And so I always go to touch tips with my co-host, and I used to be like, nope. So that's the only reason I'm any good at it.
Yeah, HK and I get a lot of practice touching tips.
Of course you do.
There we go.
So, Kate, we know your jam is AEW, but we had two PLEs this weekend.
We did. My jam is wrestling. I like everything. Like, I oftentimes prefer AEW, but both companies are kind of on fire right now. Like, I like a lot of what we're getting.
Okay, so then where do you stand on
everywhere.
Where do you stand on XPW?
Oh, mama.
XPW is my favorite promotion of all time. Are you
Fuck
kidding?
yeah.
Syringe Dicks, let's go.
Kate's on the books.
Whoa!
Let's
Jesus,
go.
you're trying to make me deaf?
I'm an XPW shill. That's what it is.
Yeah, you're shill. Yeah, you clearly are. You shill every company that you say good things about.
That's it. Yeah.
And then when you don't necessarily like something, oh, you're the worst.
I'm a bot. Yeah.
Bot, yeah.
One thing, of course, that we noticed right away, and my son watched a little bit of the Bash in Berlin with me, is that crowds over in Europe, man, they're on fire every fucking show, man. It's
so
insane.
much fun.
Yeah.
So much fun, and I feel like WWE's done a really good job of, like, maneuvering, not so much in Scotland, like, there was a lot of, like, hey, you're Scottish, now you're on the card, but, like, Gunther at Bash in Berlin as champion was so well done, and things like that. Like, the Puerto Rico show last year I thought was really, really well done. Like, they're finding good ways to give those crowds what they want, and then on top of it, like, I remember hearing a lot of, like, oh, when AEW's at All In, or when WWE is in Puerto Rico, like, you have to get all of these, like, everybody of that ethnicity has to be on every card, and a lot of the kind of counter to that was like these crowds haven't gotten to see. They might have never gotten to see CM Punk. They might have never gotten to see like a lot of just their favorite wrestlers, hometown crowd or not. So like the pops are so sustained and the crowds are such fire because they're just so excited about the experience and seeing everybody, whether they're from there or not. It's awesome. It's awesome.
Become such an adjustment with wrestling fans where like now they're not popping, they're just singing everyone's songs. So like all these wrestling fans that may have seen Randy Orton at like a house show in Berlin or on a tour in Berlin, now they're getting him on the main like PLE stage, and now they're just engaging, even though he's fighting like their guy Gunther, which is the country next door. They're still engaging in Randy Orton. They're still engaging in Rhea Ripley. They're still engaging in Cody Rhodes, and it's just the crowds like literally make the show. It wasn't a stadium show, but doesn't matter. There was 13,000 people there that were going nuts for everyone.
It's awesome. And you look at things like, I think they've learned a lot from the Saudi Arabia shows of seeing how crowds just are reacting to established names. Like you mentioning Randy Orton, like people that are either like the Logan Pauls of the world that are just of interest to people in general, or people that are like legends who people that maybe have exited and re-entered the product are like so excited to see, or they would buy a ticket just for that. And so even though there are only 5 matches, which I still think like, Lord knows I don't need a 14 match card.
Right. It's a little light, right?
7.
Don't you think?
Yeah. We're talking 5 matches over 3 hours is a lot. Is a lot there, but I get it too because they're trying to load up the SmackDowns, that are the night before. They're trying to sell that whole kind of weekend, but the women's titles are finally like the tag titles are being defended on pay-per-view, which we did not see or PLE in a very long time. And everything that they are getting is really great. Like
not to cut you off, but to go back to the whole the card is only 5 matches. To have the WWE Women's Tag Titles defended on that is a pretty big deal. When you don't have Jey Uso, you don't have Sami Zayn, Braun Breaker, you don't have all these other people on the show, and you have the Women's Tag Titles being defended. That's kind of nice. It's a change of pace.
It is. I think you could have done Nia and Michin on this because that's now 2 PLEs in a row, I think, where there hasn't been a singles women's title defended. Obviously, your women's champion was on it in a well-built tag feud there, but not even a pre-show match for Ludwig Kaiser, just things like that. Just things like that.
Ludwig had his moment, though.
He did, but the night before, so.
Right. And then even bringing him out as the ring. I'm sorry to cut you off, Kate.
As the ring announcer, yeah.
But as a ring announcer, that he got a big reaction both nights on Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, I think it's more like they have opportunities, and it wouldn't hurt them to add 1 to 2 more matches. Like so that's the only thing that I would change about what they're doing on that regard. But Orton Gunther was super super fun. KO Cody was great.
Yeah.
And the women's tag titles, like they're back in the hands of who they probably should be to try and move things forward, things like that. So really, really productive. And there's just like a lot of, even looking at Raw tonight, I was like, man, there's 2 IC title qualifiers and there's a women's contendership match on the tag side. I'm like, there's so many more stakes involved in WWE now. And it's really refreshing. It's a way, way more, it was like unwatchably bad there for a while, and it's such a more cohesive and better product.
What did you enjoy the most? What was your favorite part of the night?
For Bash in Berlin?
Yeah.
I'm just such a KO girl. Like, Kevin Owens to me, the way that he tells stories is so much fun. The week before, when A-Town Down Under was out there, and he was like, these guys don't have adrenaline in their soul at all. Like, I love Kevin Owens. And I felt like he does such a good job, even though when the outcome was so inevitable, he just makes me so grabbed by everything. I think Orton and Gunther was something special on its own, where it feels like that was the most we've gotten out of Randy Orton that we'll probably get for a while, just because of the role that he's playing in this stage of his career. But like, coolest thing that they did, that main event thing that I liked the most, I'm just a KO gal. So that opener was so much fun, and probably my favorite Cody defense so far.
Right. And I feel like if Kevin Owens had lyrics in his music, the crowd would like sing along to everything that he had too, just like they do with Cody and Randy and Seth and Shinsuke and all that stuff. But he just doesn't need it. He's so badass. I agree with you 100%, Kate.
Yeah, Shinsuke's like in witness protection right now. I don't know where that guy's
wasn't he on this tour? I think he was.
I don't know. He got drafted to SmackDown, and we haven't seen him on TV since. So
I hope they do something. Hope they bring him back like proper, but we'll see. It all depends on the stage of their career. You know, the Austin Theory, Grayson Waller, they told a little story there too. How do you feel about possibly Austin Theory being a babyface? Where I think like Grayson Waller might be the babyface, kind of like the Miz type deal, like where like he could probably get a better face reaction than Austin Theory. How do you feel about this potential face turn for Austin Theory?
I'm with you in that I don't think it's the move. I think Grayson Waller is a heel, and I think his ceiling in this archetype is higher than Austin Theory, so I think it's good that they're going to split them up. But it's tough. I really felt like after he dropped that U.S. title, they were going to pull him off TV and figure something out because he's just never really connected with crowds. Right. He's great in the ring. Like, he's fantastic in the ring, but man, you're out there with John Cena and you got nothing. You know, you're out there in this U.S. title feud with Bobby Lashley and Seth Rollins, and it's not really clicking. Like, I feel like they should pull him off TV and have more intentionality around him, but I don't see him connecting as a babyface because I don't think there's, I think he leans more devious, and I don't know if there's anything magnetic about him that makes you want to cheer for him. Like, Austin Theory or Grayson Waller should be a heel, but he's the guy that people are behind more still, I feel
exactly. That's exactly how I felt in HK. Like, Austin Theory just has that face that you just like. Former guest of the show, by the way, Austin Theory. He just has that face that you just want to freaking punch. And I don't know if he could ever actually be a baby face. Grayson Waller has that face too, but at least he has more of a personality where like you could see him maybe doing like a 6-month run as a good guy.
Yes, definitely. If they set up the turn properly, I think he could be a great face.
Austin Theory's got a great look, an absolutely great look, and I don't think that there's. I think there's a way for him to connect with the fans. Great, everything would be good. The only thing is that I think a lot of it is because we knew that he was Vince's guy, right? It didn't work when they had Drew McIntyre years ago. They said, you know, Drew's my guy. Roman Reigns is my guy. People wouldn't go with it. Austin Theory comes up. Austin Theory is Vince's guy. People weren't going along with it. I think that if they take a hard enough turn away from that, I think it'd be just fine.
I mean, on the one hand, I feel like they could do whatever they want. Like, I don't think Dominic's that good, and he's one of the most over guys in the company. They've made like millions of dollars off of the phrase yeet, and I feel like they took away everything about Jey Uso that was cool in the process. They can do whatever they want right now.
I couldn't disagree with you more on this, but this is Kate's corner, so I'll let you speak on this.
Oh my god. Oh, cool. A super kick? Neat. Like, he was such a layered character in the Bloodline stuff, and now he's the yeet guy. Like, I feel like if they want to put the resources into it, they can make anything work. I don't know what the redeeming quality is about Austin Theory yet that would make me get behind him. He definitely has a great look and he's great in the ring, but like, I can't remember a memorable promo that was his. Like, and I think that's going to be tough to get people to get behind him, but we'll see, because I do think that's the direction they're going.
There might be some potential in there that we just don't know and we haven't been able to see because he was under that other regime. And Grayson Waller is just such a good talker that Austin Theory doesn't necessarily need to talk because Grayson is that good, I think. That's just my opinion. But going back to Bash in Berlin, how did you feel the Gunther-Randy Orton match went? Because it started off slow to me, very methodical, very like, we're going to get them there. And then they got there. And then it was just so freaking good, in my opinion. How did you feel about that main event?
It reminded me so much of how I feel about 70% of FTR matches, where I'm like, this is slow. And then by the end of it, I'm like, oh, literally everything that they set up in the first 6 minutes of this match has come back into play since then.
Yep.
So I totally agree with you. I loved the story that they told, and I feel like you're right. Like about halfway through and toward the end, it really, really, really picked up. It really, really picked up, and there was so much payoff of the things that we saw earlier. They had a much better time with the tables than NXT did. I don't know if you saw Wesley and Zach Wentz and how that table clashed before they did anything. He basically turned it into a swerve stomp, which was very clever on his feet. But
very good, actually. To be honest with you, very, very good.
Yeah, it was kind of wild seeing this version of Randy Orton because he has like 40 pounds of mass on him than his usual frame. Right. And I think that made this match really fun because Gunther is so much more svelte than he used to be, that they were like kind of almost the same size. And it's a different match than Gunther's had in a really long time. And it's a very different match than we've seen Randy put on. So same deal. Started slow for me, loved it by the end. And that is how I feel about like every FTR match I've ever seen.
Oh, you young wrestling fans. I don't know about you, HK, but I love that match from the get-go. Randy Orton's letting the crowd play. He's looking around. He's got a smile on his face. Locks up with Gunther. You get the clean break. The crowd's all fired up again. All right. Let him get it out of there.
Nothing about what we said we didn't like the start.
But it was slow because it was on purpose. It's like, all right, let's let the crowd play. Let's let them have fun.
Which felt better in the middle to the end of this match for me. Like, I'm with you. So much of that is the crowds. Like,
and I've said it, and I'll say it 1,000 times. If I'm starting a promotion, Randy Orton's my number one pick.
100%.
Every time. And there was a promo. I forget what show he was on. He was coming to the ring, and What's Her Nuts announced him at 275, and he's going. Just to himself, he's going 275. What? I've been eating. Mama's been feeding me.
That was a while ago.
Lost some weight. Oh my God, I couldn't stop laughing. I'm like, and he's just, and he was doing that same thing when Gunther kicked out of the RKO. He sits down and he goes, "Man, I wasn't expecting that." And then he's like, "Okay, let's get back to it." Like he thought about it for a second. It registered. He said, "All right, let me get back on him." And it was beautiful.
Dude,
beautiful.
You could tell, Kate. You could tell that like Randy Orton is just having the time of his life now. He said that he absolutely loves wrestling and he's gonna do it. He did that show. Cody Rhodes has like a YouTube vehicle.
Cody Rhodes.
Like, what do you want to talk about?
Yeah.
And Randy Orton was on that, and he was like, "I just want to do this as long as I freaking can," which is admirable when you can do it as long as you want to, and he's going to do it. I think he just signed a new contract extension.
5 years, yep.
So so he's there. Randy Orton is great. He's having fun, but still working at a very high level. Switch gears, Kate. Terror Twins, Judgment Day, Liv, and Dom. How did you feel about this? What were your reactions to the finish?
It felt like I'm very excited to see Rhea kick the shit out of Liv. So it's accomplished its goal in that. Like, I'm excited for that cell match. But when it's kind of lopsided on one side, like there's nothing about the heel side where I was like, could really buy that they were going to have leverage over the faces. Like, the gap between Dominic Mysterio and Damian Priest is very large, and Liv is great, and she's come such a long way, but Rhea Ripley is, like, unbelievable and stylistically great. So I felt like the Terror Twins getting the win in that, if I remember, right? Yeah,
that's
the finish.
Right. Yep.
So I kind of felt like the heels should have won because they needed that
exactly.
heat. Which was
agreed.
Weird. That was weird. But I'm very much looking forward to what I'm assuming is going to be the Hell in a Cell match between.
I'll tell you what I did like, and I was explaining it to my kid, going back to where Mark Marrow jobbed to Sable, and then Austin refused to work with him because of that. There was a key moment here. Like, every time Liv got involved, she was grabbing a leg. She was trying to move something out of the way. Yep. It was always something where she was involved with Damian, but not getting physically involved. But the one thing that I did like was when what's her name finally got her hands on Dom, and she's just choking him in the corner, and she's got him dead to rights. When she went for the pump handle slam, it was perfect and completely necessary that Liv broke it up, because had she hit that move on him, Dom would have been done.
Yes.
Dom would have been completely over. There would have been no recovery from it. But the fact that they got to that spot and Liv helped him out, bam, bad guys doing bad things to work each other out, and it was perfect timing. Absolutely perfect. I didn't like the result either, but I did like the little things in that match that made sense from a story perspective.
Yes, and like that spot in the corner was a callback too. Like that was
Right.
That was all really, really, really well done. But yeah, to not see the deviousness pay off kind of like took me out of that a little bit.
So I totally agree with you, Kate. But like, here's where like every single time where like I don't think what should happen happens, I always have faith that they're gonna make up for it. Like they're going to do something better the next time around, and they're going to make this story work. Listen, Rhea Ripley is like the hottest character on the show right now, basically, other than Cody and maybe Roman. And Damian Priest is, with all due respect to Damian Priest, he's benefiting from being associated with Rhea Ripley. Like 100%. Because if he was by himself feuding with the Judgment Day, I don't think anyone would give a shit.
I think they would, because when the turn happened, there was a really good reaction. But I think this is the right way to do it.
Right. That may have been an exaggeration on my point, Kate, but like, you know what I'm saying?
But Rhea is the centerpiece of this.
Yeah.
I feel like the story to me is more Damian Priest and Finn
100%.
versus like Damian Priest and Dom. So
like Finn
let's
to
get to
me
that,
is
yeah.
Finn to me is the threat to
Yes.
Damian Priest.
yes, 100%. Because while a lot of people love Dom, it is like he's not the greatest in the ring, and he talks about chicken nuggets a lot. Like, give me lethal Finn Balor and Damian Priest for 20 minutes any day of the week. So that stuff is all really good. I gotta say, the strap match stuff.
Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about that. How did we forget about that?
The red light, green light thing is the turnbuckles thing is not for me. Like
I like the idea. I like the idea. The execution was a little janky.
A little wonky. And
Awful. It was awful.
It was bad. It was bad. And I liked this a lot better than the SummerSlam match. And I felt like it took so much for Punk to put Drew away, which was really good.
Yes.
Like all the GTSs and stuff, I thought all that stuff was great.
The only thing I didn't like with that was they were being pretty tight with the breaking momentum during the match. And I get that CM Punk kept giving him moves to kind of solidify everything. But my God, there was so much time in between another GTS. It's like, all right, maybe you could have sped it up a little bit, but I get where the story
Phil's
went.
looking a little winded in these comeback matches. I gotta be real.
But
He
Kate,
ain't no spring chicken.
He's not.
he got his bracelet back. How happy are you?
Oh my God.
Listen,
I'm happy if it means it's over. Like,
but I mean, it was something to fight for. It was a fan that gave him a gift, and it meant the world to him, you know, because he doesn't have his kids. It's not like Larry's going to the arts and crafts store and making him a bracelet. You know what I'm saying?
it's
Like,
a fucking bracelet that
Yeah,
he
but
got at a meet and greet 40 minutes
Dude,
before.
Listen,
Yeah,
if the
Oh my
24/7
God.
of the Speed Championship can be a thing, why can't a
They're
bracelet
not.
be a
They
fucking
won't put it
champion
on
too?
TV anymore. Look, I was very in on Drew and Punk when it was. You do all this storytelling about Drew beating Punk into an inch of his life on SmackDown. You have Punk, who's supposed to be the face of this, costing Drew title opportunities, Money in the Bank, whatever, and then the feud is about a bracelet. Like, I felt like we got such a different story than what was built out, and I felt like what was built out was really good. And then they were just this bracelet, which has been next to Drew McIntyre's balls twice and kissed by CM Punk in the same matches twice at this point. Move the fuck on from the bracelet. And if I'm Drew, I'm just breaking it in front of his
That's
eyes.
what I think.
and the
There's
beads should be
there are
dripping off.
layers to this, though. It's not just about it's about the bracelet, yes, because they make it a focal point in their matches. But it's
A
definitely
focal point. It determined the SummerSlam match.
Oh wait, what?
He
What is-
had Drew up for a second GTS, and Seth put the bracelet on, and he put Drew down.
No,
that is
you're right
bad.
about that. And I actually thought that may have been like CM Punk's downfall in this match too, when he went for one too many GTSs and went for the bracelet. I thought that maybe Drew would finally get him and then finish him off because he was distracted by the bracelet. But I love the fact that after every turnbuckle he hit it, if I remember correctly, after every turnbuckle he hit a GTS. Like,
definitely
Yes.
before the third and the fourth. And after the fourth one, before he went to touch that last corner, that's when he took the bracelet, and it was over. And oh my God, the crowd loved it. It felt so good.
Dude, I love. Listen,
He got his bracelet back.
Go
Kate,
to
what's your
Michaels.
what's your relationship status right now with CM Punk?
I
On Facebook, if you had to pick a Facebook status, like,
it's
what would it be?
complicated. It's complicated,
complicated
for
with
sure.
CM Punk.
Over a bracelet? Are you kidding me?
No, not over the bracelet. Just like in general, this comeback. I really want him to work heel. Like I wanted it in AEW. I've wanted it.
Nah,
in
he's
WWE.
way too babyface right now.
I
If
know,
he's
and
gonna
it's
turn heel, it's gonna be way down.
nauseating.
Oh, come on.
Oh.
He's even talking about maybe he's trying to convince
Such a
AJ to come in.
Such a smart fan.
I just am. I'm sorry if a beaded bracelet isn't the thing that I'm invested in wrestling. What it represents, he received it from a fan. They said in canon 40 minutes before he received it. Go to Michaels, make a new one. Chicago Stars all over the place. Who gives a fuck? I was really in on, and I thought they did a great job, truly, building Punk and Drew, considering both of them were injured and both are two top stars that you just have to have on your show. Like, you just have to have them making TVs. And I thought all of that was great, but this pivot to the bracelet shit was bad to me. And also just, like, I think he just needs more matches. Like, there's just been a lot of... He's such a good in-ring storyteller, and he's one of my favorite sellers in the world. So that stuff working with Drew... like with Drew's physicality and Punk's ability to sell and kind of work from underneath, that stuff I thought has been good. But like, my bro needs to hit some cardio.
and so Kate, actually going forward to winning matches, obviously I feel like we're not done yet, and now we're gonna actually have Drew
cost Punk
chase Punk as opposed, even though there's no title on the line, we're gonna have Drew chase Punk now, as opposed to Punk wanting his revenge on Drew, which I think could add another layer of depth to the story if they do go into Bad Blood at Hell in a Cell in a Hell in a Cell match. So, like, where do you see Drew, or how do you see Drew regaining his legit heat and momentum? I don't think he's going to lose anything, but, like, how do you feel like the story should progress now? Because Drew doesn't want the bracelet anymore. He already lost it. The bracelet's stupid. It's done. It's over.
Thank God.
So how does Drew get his stuff back?
Well, Punk said he's going for Gunther, so I assume whatever qualifier they set up or something, Drew will then cost Punk.
I didn't know that.
So it also seems like it doesn't make sense because Punk is like 1-1 in matches. Like, I don't know how he's entitled to a title shot, so I assume the move is to put him in a qualifier of some sort, and then Drew cost him the qualifier, which to me is good because looking at this, like, Drew accidentally injured Punk in Rumble, and Punk cost him his title, cost him a Money in the Bank shot, cost him a title in his hometown. Like, I understand that Punk is over because this is his WWE return, but looking at it on paper, to me, that guy's the heel. And what I loved about that was for a while it was shades of gray. And you could kind of just pick your fighter. And I love feuds like that. I'm an Eddie Kingston girl. So, like, that guy is, like, should be a heel, but he's just booked as a face and it works, right? So things like that make me really excited.
Well, I mean, who doesn't love McDonald's?
Brother. I don't care if it looks like he can beat your ass in a ring. I really don't. I don't give a shit what your look is if it looks like you're out there to fucking fight someone. Like, I'm fine with that if you're that guy in Tim's and you're suplexing people all over the place and chopping them to death.
All right, what if Eddie Kingston was fighting over a bracelet with, say, I don't know, John Moxley? John Moxley took a bracelet that one of his fans made.
Ooh, that's something we got to bring up too, by the way.
What?
We're pinning that with Kate.
If it was, here's the thing with the bracelet, is there was no meaningful context for the bracelet. Eddie Kingston would be like, your mother made me that bracelet in my hospital bed. Like, there would be some sort of assigned value of, like, emotional value to it where Punk was like, a fan gave it to me.
I think Punk did that, though.
No, he didn't.
I think he said, like, he made it very clear that it meant a lot to him because a fan gave it to him, and it said...
he said it had my wife and my dog's name on it. Go buy some letter beads. Like, there was
Oh, come on, man.
It was not...
Who are you to judge what means something to somebody?
He's got you there, Kate.
I can judge that I think it's fucking stupid that you're obsessed with a bracelet. That you put down your opponent who tried to murder you because Seth Rollins had it on.
That may be the best response ever.
I would have liked if it was like if there was a promo about how that bracelet was from a fan that was there the first time around, it was really let down by his departure, but came back around on his comeback run, and there was like some emotive story about it, that would have been, it still would have been corny as fuck. But like, I could have at least appreciated it because there would have been better storytelling than my wife's name is on it. Like, come on.
So like, this is why, like, this is where I feel like, this is like HK. This is where I feel like we disagree. Because I don't feel like they needed to do that to get over how important the bracelet was to Punk. I feel like Punk made it with his words how important that little stupid bracelet. I agree. In theory, a little bracelet is dumb. You can go to the fucking store next to your fucking bar and go get one made for you. I get that. But like, I feel like I never thought about it the way you're thinking about it, where like I didn't need to hear Punk's like reasons why it was important to him. To me, he made it seem like it was so important to him that to me that was the storytelling of it. Like, if that makes sense.
I don't know what about that bracelet is so irreplaceable, I guess.
Okay, that's fair.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
what is the unrepeatable experience about this fucking
sentimental value, Kate. God damn it. What the fuck? Sentimental value.
Kevin hates you.
No.
What sentiment a fucking fan gave me? He probably gets 8 friendship bracelets a night at meetings.
He did. He had a whole pile of them.
So you have 8 of them.
That you just fucking got from a fan. And if it means something to you, that's sentimental value.
It's not.
Rip my dick off.
Why that one out of the fucking 40 a night that you're getting then? Tell me why it means so much to you other than it has letters on it that are like, who gives a shit? All of the bracelets he has have those probably.
I got a fucking train sitting right there that I got when I was in kindergarten. If Drew McIntyre came up to me and took that from me the second day of kindergarten, yeah, blood feud. It's over a fucking train I could have just bought again.
Well, he is
value.
I got a Ken Patera action figure, LJN, that I had since I was 6 years old. The first wrestling figure I ever got.
Literally more emotion in that than anything we got over this fucking bracelet is what you just told me. It's the first one I ever got. I got it when I was 6. It meant something to me. It was my wife's name on it. It sucks.
Oh, man.
It sucks. It's bad. Kevin, go buy another fucking train. Who gives a shit? Why is Drew fighting a 5-year-old in kindergarten? That's a bigger issue to me.
My fucking train.
That's a great point.
Did a fan give it to you? Did you have it for 40 minutes before someone took it from you? Who fucking cares?
Besides HK, you've probably ridden. Kevin's probably ridden a few trains in his life anyway, so no worries.
Hey-o!
Be specific with your Kevins, by the way.
Holy shit! Hey,
more people think like you than me. Like, honestly, but I really could have used more layers over. If you're gonna tell me it's worth putting down this opponent who almost murdered you because Seth Rollins has it on, I need something more than a fan gave me this thing. It's got to be bigger than that for me. But more people feel like you.
Let's warm Kate's icy cold heart with a warming story. I really do think that Jade Cargill was amazing in that women's tag title match. I think she's come so far, so much further than what she was when she first came in. And dude, they're finished, the two of them. That shit is fucking sick.
It is
really sick.
Kate. They have good chemistry, Kate.
Yeah.
I think right now, Jade's wheelhouse as a hot tag fucking rules. Like, I think hot tag Jade Cargill is a sight to see. I think from what I've seen from like the Jade singles matches that we've got and some of those earlier tag matches where she was just looking a little more lost, like right now this works and it works really well. My only thing about it, if I had to pick a complaint, which I don't really have one, it's my job to analyze things.
Not here. We're having fun here.
Bianca then has to be a face in peril, which she's pretty good at playing, but I have a hard time buying that someone who she was like, I fought off all of Damage Control by myself.
Yeah.
Her as a face in peril in kind of a standard match doesn't doesn't play perfectly for me, but I had a bunch of fun watching it, so I don't give that much of a fuck. Right. It was just like believing Bianca Belair is desperate for a tag is something that they've spent years telling me she's not that person. So that's my only thing. But I thought that tag match was really fun. The Unholy Union, they've got to properly get on track because the stuff with Blair Davenport's not working. They're a great duo. They were not on TV for like a year before they won those tag titles. They had a couple of solid defenses, but it feels like the plan was always to get back to this. So now what's next for them other than being spooky around Halloween, which I guess they're not really spooky anymore?
NXT.
NXT, man, like there were so many NXT call-ups that just, like Kiana James is in witness protection with Shinsuke Nakamura. Like there were a lot of NXT call-ups that they need to get on track. Braun Breaker obviously doing great. Carmelo's really getting heated up, which are the two like biggest, I think, that you want to make sure you're getting right because I think they're future WWE WrestleMania main eventers, like the whole 9 yards with them. But a lot of those other call-ups are just swimming around right now.
So I do want to get to AEW real quick with you before we let you go, but I do want to comment on what you just said about like I believe what you're saying. Like I'm not going to believe that Bianca Belair is going to be intimidated by one of like Alba. Like Alba Fire's not. She's like 40 pounds lighter than Bianca Belair. She's like very like one-on-one. I don't want to see like Bianca Belair in peril, and I don't believe that she couldn't easily just get up and beat the shit out of somebody. But like it's almost like I don't want to compare it to like a Rey Mysterio, Kevin Nash type deal, but like that's
fair.
Yeah, it's like it's kind of like that where like maybe she can get it, but I'm with you 100%. Like I don't believe that Bianca Belair, because her persona is so good and so like powerful that I don't believe that unless it's like 2 or 3 on 1 that she can need to make the hot. Like Bianca Belair should be the one getting the hot tag, but then when you're paired with Jade Cargill, who's a freaking monster,
yeah, exactly.
And, like it's like who like. The hot tag is huge in tag team matches. I don't think, and HK, I think you understand this very well too. It's like hot tags are big. Like when Marty Jannetty's the one taking all the heat, and then he makes the hot tag to Shawn Michaels, like that. Like Shawn Michaels is like a house of fire. Like I don't believe, like, and you believe Marty Jannetty's in peril. I don't believe Bianca Belair's ever. That's a great point by you, Kate.
I think if Shayna and Zoe win, that's a little better because I could believe Bianca got in trouble with Shayna and if she does some like really nasty submission work and stuff like that. But that was the only thing in the entire watching experience of that match where I was like, I don't know if I.
And so like say like remember when Asuka and Kairi Sane were a tag team, right?
Yes.
Like Kairi Sane could take all the heat and then you hot tag to Asuka, who's a freaking maniac, and just go in and go nuts on somebody. Like you didn't necessarily believe that Kairi Sane couldn't come back, but you realize that Asuka could.
Yeah, exactly. And she's fresh on the outside, and she's gonna come in and kick some ass. So Good stuff there.
All right, what did you make of the Jon Moxley situation on AEW?
So, a huge sticking point for me that I don't like is they have not addressed the fact that the last time the Blackpool Combat Club was with Pac flat out left them at Blood and Guts. And that is like a very big logic gap.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, they need to close that loop. I'm wondering if Mox doing whatever he's doing is something that's going to be like if he builds up a faction and says that or that gets called out in some way, I'll forgive it then. But like that's a big one because that was like a pretty pivotal moment in things. I'm intrigued to see what's going on with the Mox thing, because of Collision on Saturday. It felt like Lance Archer might be a part of it.
That'd be huge.
That would be huge.
Archer something.
And like the Righteous were tweeting about it, and Lance Archer and the Righteous have been screaming for them to be a proper trio and in contention for stuff. And I think it's a good use of Jon Moxley if they're going in that direction to get some fresh names in the mix. And they're really, I think it seems like the Trios division is being rebuilt. I think they're trying to get pieces to heat up this tag division that's been ice cold. So more stables is a great way to do that. And it takes Lance Archer out of you're the guy that smushes people on their way to the title thing, which is his only role in this company, and I think he has such a higher ceiling than that.
So what do you think about all like the internet speculation about that this has something to do with Shane McMahon? Has that not even entered your mind at all, or no?
No, I think it was funny that people were making leaps like that just because he got out of a black SUV, which is like the standard car to get out of. But if you're going to have Shane come into anything, I think it's got to be... I feel like this EVP story is on life support, and the only people that can save it are a Kenny Omega return and Shane McMahon entering that. I think if he's going to be on screen for something, it's got to be with the Young Bucks. Like,
all right, so you don't see this...
perfect.
You don't see this anyway, like Marina Shafir is now with Mox,
Yeah.
too. So you don't see this... You don't see Shane McMahon involved in this story at all?
No, I think if you have Shane McMahon coming in, it's got to be for this like control angle. And I also think it would be wise of AEW to be extremely silly about it. Like put him in the tongue-in-cheek thing, because I think that would play better.
But what do you think he meant when he said to Tony Schiavone, and this is what I thought. When he was talking to Tony Schiavone, he was really talking to Tony Khan. Same name. Tony Schiavone's like a right-hand man of Tony Khan. My thought was like, this isn't your company anymore. It's mine and Shane McMahon's. That was like my gut instinct. So how do you feel about that?
I love that people are thinking in those terms. I think AEW is best when people are thinking in those terms.
Exactly.
I think it was just more of a statement of like, we're here to fuck shit up. Because that's way too much. There's way too many things that are like seeking control of the company. Like between, like the Swerve Lead, Blood and Guts stuff and the EVPs in this, like that is way too many acts under the same story. I think AEW has gotten much better about what everybody said. There were no stories at AEW. I thought Meltzer actually made a really good point, and he said there's actually a lot of stories. They just never have anything to do with each other. Like they never intertwine, they never cross paths. And I was like, that's a very, very good point. I think WWE sometimes does too much of that, and I think if AEW did that here, that would be too much of that. Like there's a balance that you have to find. But I'm hoping Lance Archer's a part of it because I love that guy. And he's
Raw horse meat, baby.
Raw horse meat all day. But
what if they called their stable Raw Horse Meat?
I'm in.
All right.
I'm in. With no explanation at any point.
Nope. Nothing.
We couldn't even call last week's episode 2 pork chops. They're going to name their fucking stable raw horse meat? I mean,
what does AEW have anything to do with us?
What does raw horse meat have to do with AEW? I mean,
Lance Archer, baby.
Oh, stop.
Yo, you stop.
Okay.
How about you stop?
How about you stop? Now, if Lance Archer was fighting over a goddamn bracelet that a fan gave him in Japan when he was eating raw horse meat, then you can talk to me.
Listen, they're not fighting over pork chops, Tony.
If they were, it'd be fucking delicious.
A fan gave me this slab of meat 40 minutes before I went out.
God, I'd love a fan to give me
His
some
name
meat.
was Ed.
Oh, no. At least that would cost more than like $3. Like at least.
Oh, yeah. Yo, Mr. Ed would catch a pretty... I didn't do that on purpose.
Of course you didn't.
Kate, did you watch NXT?
I did. My weekend was Capital Collision, watch Bash at Berlin and review it, hang out with Ryan Schlong and Asia Joe, drive home, watch NXT and review it. So it was a very wrestling heavy weekend.
Match of the night on NXT No Mercy.
Roxanne and Jada, like hands down. Though the tag match was the best we got from that combination of Chase U, I think, in a really long time. Like a lot of people found out what Andre Chase, Harlem Bravado, whatever, what he's capable of, because he's out there wrestling in a sweater. Nobody was taking that guy seriously.
I'll never get that, and I'll never like it. I'll never like it.
It's weird, and I feel like there's actually like a big moment to do like a Hulk Hogan power-up thing of him like taking it off to wrestle. But I will say, like, Axiom and Nathan Frazier, send them to the main roster, whatever you want, because those guys are incredible. But Jada and Roxanne, the fact that Roxanne is 22 and this fucking good is like, it's gross. Like she's unbelievable with how young she is. Yeah, you actually right before she got signed.
Fuck yeah, we did.
Sure did.
Was an interview there. But Jada has a ton of upside. I think the more comfortable she gets, the more reps she gets, she's going to be even better. Like, this was definitely the longest match that she's ever been a part of. Size, strength, charisma, like crazy. But the story that Roxanne told I thought was awesome, and then to have Julia come out after. It is so weird. Like, I always want to say Roxy, but at least it's not like a 180 of a name change.
Can't
In
wait
the
to
back
see
of your
Julia's-
head, did you always see the Ridge Holland turn coming?
Oh my god. Could they have
Foreshadowed it? Like,
miles?
yeah, miles
As
away.
long as I have these tag titles, I'll never leave NXT, the Chase University.
we're all suckers. I think we all picked Chase U too, by the way. Like,
Oh,
in our picks.
I'll say it was very funny watching NXT and seeing my timeline because people that only watch PLEs have a very different experience of people that watch the weekly product. And nobody that only watches PLEs thought that we're going to lose. And a lot of people that watch the weekly product were like, well, yeah, of course.
Well, I watch every week now. Like, I'm hooked on NXT now. I think it's a lot of it has to do with the Ethan Page and the Joe Hendry and like the
Sure,
Rascals.
the TNA crossover. And
Yeah. Like
that was an amazing match too. Winston and
and
Lee was
Wesley.
fantastic.
And
Yeah.
then another thing that I think we all got wrong. Another match we all got wrong. I think we all thought Wesley was
Sure.
going to win. But listen, WWE has I don't even look at it as like anymore as like WWE has to put their guys over here when we can do this there. I really think it's all under one umbrella now where they are going to do what's best for their show and their show. So like, to me, like, I don't even think that like having Zachary Wentz go over is that big a shock in hindsight. Like,
I'm
because
not
now they're
shocked
going
by
to do
anything
another
HBK
story.
books.
What's that?
I'm not shocked by anything HBK books anymore at this point. Like, I think you said you think they're doing what's best for both products. I think he just pulls out wins and losers out of like a bingo roulette thing.
Really?
It's the
So you don't think like
least
what's her
logical
nuts?
product.
Who's in charge? You don't think Tommy Dreamer's on the phone with Shawn Michaels right now saying, "Hey, now
Probably with the crossover. There's probably a lot of it. I would hope there'd be a lot of intentionality there. I actually thought TNA kind of might have more shot themselves in the foot with Wentz winning the title from Mike Bailey. That seemed weird after he like ended Mustafa Ali's undefeated reign and then had it for like 3 weeks. And
is
then
Bailey
Wentz just beat him.
AEW bound? Is he gone?
And I think his contract's the end of the year, so
Okay.
I don't know. I think he'd be New Japan bound before AEW bound. Would be
Fair.
my guess. That show is, some people love it, some people don't. It's regardless of whether you love it or not. I think it's the Wild West. Like it is very rare that anything makes sense on that show.
Tony, give me everything that's unpredictable. Give me every single show where I don't know what's going to happen.
That's for you then.
I don't know, Young Sheldon.
I think that's a pretty predictable.
That wasn't a question. That was a statement. Like I was leading into you to
definitely a question.
follow up on
Yeah, it
the
was a
comment that I
question.
just made. Like, how do you feel about like just every show being like unpredictable and not knowing necessarily
No.
what can happen? Like we
No.
all picked Wesley to win.
Yeah, I'm not always a
lost.
fan of like everything being unpredictable.
Oh God, Tony, you're such a fucking curmudgeon, dude.
Well, what's the point of telling a story if you're not going to pay it off? Like that's my thing with NXT is like.
Well, the story might not be over yet.
I don't think in that particular case that it is the end of the story. There's too much coming up with Bound for Glory and the big CW show. I think is going to be a lot, but like.
And now we could probably have a match. Trey Miguel probably will fight Wesley on an episode of NXT.
We'll get a tag thing, yeah. But like, My Kingdom for a properly NXT, like a properly booked NXT title reign. Trick Williams is like the most over talent they had. He had one defense against Ethan Page and one house show defense against Mark Coffey, and that was his entire reign. They are terrible. Outside of Obafemi, who's the greatest wrestler in the world, I don't care what anyone says. He's amazing.
I can't wait for him to be WWE champion. I can't wait because it's going to happen.
They should keep him on the track he's on because I think it's a lot like Gunther's track.
Right. I'm not saying tomorrow.
But to your point, like, just let it ride. Like, don't get goofy about shit. Like, the Obafemi reign's been good, but, like, man, that Tiffany Stratton reign was booked poorly, and the Lyra Valkyria one was booked bad, and Roxanne had faced 2 heels up until this, or, like, people that turned babyface at the last minute for no reason. So, like, if they could make it make more sense, the talent there is unbelievable. Everybody, for better or worse, feels very different from each other outside of like the collection of blonde Division III athletes they have. They need to have personalities. but like anybody that's kind of a major player feels very, very different from each other. Like WWE is a screen time product, not a wins and losses product, which is just not my favorite way to do things. But I just, hey, you've lost all these matches, you're getting a title shot. It will never make sense to me. Like I don't like that.
Because you know why? Because you love sports.
Yes.
Like, you love sports, and like I feel like for you, it's hard for you to differentiate. I don't think it's even that hard. I just think you like what you like, and you want what you want, which is fine. But like the Yankees losing, like 100 games, and then somehow sneaking into the wild card, and then winning the World Series, you're gonna be okay with that. Like,
I'm for meaningful losses, but if you tell me this wrestler is bad and he just gets a title shot without qualifiers or anything. Like Ethan Page here's a great example. Ethan Page is a wrestler who is all ego, right? Why is he being booked like The Miz?
Miz was awesome.
And he was great for who he was. A guy who is all ego should not be like running from fights all the time. It definitely shouldn't be getting rolled up outside of the ring as a story and accidentally winning in a fatal 4-way. Like, that guy is all ego. He should not be like...
But he's a chicken shit heel.
I don't think he is. I think that's...
Oh, he 100% is a chicken shit heel.
I don't know, man. Like, I don't think he
HK, how do you feel about that?
I have no issues with Ethan Page whatsoever. Falling into a victory is perfect for me. Like, it plays into the fucking character. You can be all ego and be a chicken shit heel.
It's like almost like a paradox, or like is that the right word?
It gives fans more to dig into on him.
I mean, God bless you if that's your thing, but like him getting rolled up not in a match by Ora Mensa. I mean, like, I'm actively trying not to defend my title isn't a guy that's all ego. Like, that guy he's going to be delusional. He thinks he's delusionally better than everybody else. Winning via Oops-a-Daisy twice sucks.
But isn't that the point of like how it like...
That's what you do with a guy who doesn't have a wrestling background like The Miz to make him one of the best heels in the world. Like, when you have someone that's actually very good and has a very high ceiling, I don't like that story for that guy.
But how, like, The Miz is, with all due respect to former guest of the show, all ego Ethan Page, The Miz is one of the best in the world, and he started
not in the ring, he's not.
But he's one of the best in the world. You can't argue that.
At the actual wrestling part? Sure can.
You can't argue he's one of the best, like, wrestlers
he's one of the best
WWE's ever had.
heels.
If you want to talk about New Japan Ring of Honor shit, then yeah, maybe not. But like, he is one of the best WWE wrestlers of all time.
I don't think from a work rate perspective that's true. I think from a character perspective that's true. But my point is, that guy with his in-ring limitations being booked that way is perfect for that guy.
I don't think Ethan Page is one of the best in-ring workers of all time.
I would say he's significantly better than the Miz.
No chance. They're even. At best, they're even.
Hard disagree.
Listen, I've watched both of them their entire careers. Like, literally every single match they've wrestled. And I can tell you right now, Ethan Page, if there was a comp to The Miz, it's Ethan Page.
Hard disagree. I've never seen The Miz do anything that's looked nearly as punishing as an Ego's Edge.
I don't know, man. I really think the career... And listen, Ethan Page is just starting in WWE. He could get there.
Sure. I just don't like it right now. I don't feel like that's everything that... I think his ceiling is higher than the gimmick, and not the other way around.
But how did chicken shit heels? And I know we're keeping you way longer than we want to, but we're talking about wrestling, so it's fucking great.
It's fine.
But like, what did like Ric Flair do? Like, what did all these chicken shit heels do that like were supposed to be the best in the world with the diamond rings and the watches and all that stuff? They talk a big game. They can go in the ring, but at the end of the day, they're heels and they're afraid of getting beat. So, like, to me, that's what Ethan Page is. That's what The Miz was.
Ric Flair is
let's leave The Miz out of this. All right, let's just talk about Ethan Page. I think Ethan Page is doing a tremendous job.
I think he's great. I think the stories have not been great. And it doesn't feel to me like the wrestler, and this might be their version of him, and I just don't like it as much. But like you bring up Ric Flair. Ric Flair held the title more than anybody, right? And
Come on, Ethan Page just got there.
He did, and he has the title now. But like, I didn't view Ric Flair as like somebody that, I don't know. Like to me, it'd be like if they were like Swerve, this is who you are. Like I don't think that Swerve is the guy who's dodging defenses either. Like I don't think. I don't view Ethan Page as chicken shit, really.
But so I all right. So that's where we disagree.
Sure.
I think he is chicken shit. You don't. I don't think Swerve is chicken shit. Swerve presents himself as a tough guy heel who just cheats or just does some dastardly stuff when AEW decides to book him as a heel or babyface. Like that's like they don't know what to do with him. Like they don't know what to do with anybody, to be honest with you. But that's a conversation for another day.
I think they know exactly what they're doing with Swerve.
You do? What do you think they're doing?
Oh,
Let's go. Let's pivot.
Sure. No, I feel like watching Swerve and Danielson, I like got it more than ever. Was like he just can't fucking help himself but to be the guy that he's trying to get away from. Like
that's a totally different presentation than Ethan Page then.
Yes, exactly. And like Hangman's presence at All In was like the trigger to it to me of like he doesn't want to be the guy that taunts faces in front of his family, but like he just can't help himself. Is like, I'm loving that.
Yeah,
loving that with Swerve.
So I get so excited when I talk to you about wrestling because I feel like it just brings up so many thoughts in my head. And like Tony and HK, like obviously, like feel free to chime in, man. Like let's just do, like come on in, baby. How do you feel about the way that AEW books heels and baby faces and how not knowing who is what when? Because I feel like I have a tough time knowing who is what when.
Advantages and disadvantages. Like there are some things I really like about it, and that I feel like there are complexities and layers and gray area that I think in modern wrestling is something that is very welcome. What's funny is sometimes you can still get like as much differentiation as there can be. I feel like a lot of times you can still have too many of one side. Like you can have all these heels or all these faces that feel like they could go heel at any time, but they're all faces or whatever. Right. So it's like you're not necessarily paying that off in an even way, but like, it depends on when. Like, come the Continental Classic again, I don't give a shit what side anybody's on, right? But when you have stories like Hangman and Swerve, everybody's saying Hangman is a face is just wrong. Like, he's a justified heel. Kind of like Drew and Punk. Like, the things that I did like about Drew and Punk.
I feel like that's way more defined, though. Like Swerve, like, literally just, like... I want to say this without, like, sounding weird. Like, Swerve, like, literally, like, he was the bad guy, and he just became the champ that everyone wanted to be the champ. Yeah. And then now he's a bad guy again. And then, like, you look at a situation like Pac. He earned the title shot against Ospreay, but now he's a bad guy because, like, and he's joining the the Blackpool Combat Club, and they're good guys. Like, I don't know. Like, I just don't know.
I mean, Pac really got fucked by Penta and Phoenix. Like, that much I think is more clear. But, like, Swerve started acting like a face. It just, when you have the most over wrestler in wrestling and Bryan Danielson, like, I liked the story of, like, he was just, he can't get away from the guy that he was is something I love. I think Hangman's a pretty well-defined top heel. I think MJF's a pretty well-defined top heel. Danielson's obviously the faciest you're going to get right now, which is awesome. Like, that guy just deserves the world. Swerve has this ambiguity about him, but I think that's just because he was facing Danielson and they wanted to do what they did. So I think it's more clear than it's been. I think over the past, like, I thought All In was a pay-per-view that product needed, and I think it was really, really good.
Blew the roof off. Oh, it was an incredible show.
Yeah, beat the shit out of last year's, honestly. Yeah. Like, I thought it was great. they'll get some more tacklers back. Like once Kenny comes back, once Cole comes back, I think that stuff will all be good. And yeah, I think the tag division is got to get back on track. But it's very fun to watch as much wrestling as I do and review it, and feel like most nights of the week there's really good wrestling on. Like, I don't know if there's anything overwhelmingly good or bad about either product, but I'm getting something great most nights of wrestling, which makes it much easier to watch every day of the week, because it was rough. It was rough for both products for a while.
A very long time. Well, Kate, I feel like this is like the best time to just drop it off on a high note.
Sure.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Of course, I love you
HK,
guys.
Tony, anything you want to add to this bad boy?
Yeah, I'm sending you a fucking bracelet.
Great. It will mean so much because my friend Kevin sent it to me, and I will have sentiments
Have
about
my
it.
fucking neighbor send you a bracelet.
I'll just throw it out. I don't really care.
I'm gonna wrap it around my junk first, though.
I'll kiss it because I'm fucking gross and weird. Twice. Matt pointed it out last time that Drew had it in his trunks, and then Punk kissed it, and he did it again this time, and I couldn't unthink about it because Matt pointed it out the first time. But I want to know if Tony's turning heel, because he's got a little facial hair going on.
Yeah.
Ooh, the heel beard.
You going heel? You're a tweener right now because it's not fully grown in?
I would think that Claymore's bracelet would smell like haggis and musk.
Haggis and musk.
Yeah. You know, a little something that he spilled in his lap for dinner, and maybe a little fucking
around?
like a little, what do they call them sprays? Like the Manscaped sprays or whatever.
There you go.
A diffuser?
Don't give them that until they sponsor you again. Don't do that.
No,
They don't get name recognition.
No, fuck them. Matter of fact, if you ever bought a Manscaped thing from us, return it, please. Get your
That's
money
right.
back. Fuck them. Hey,
I
always.
actually could use another one. So if you have any leftover razors,
Code Fightful. So.
I got one that's like half used. I could send you.
half used. Yeah, half my ass.
Well, if only half your ass is fucking hairy, you might be able to use
It's
it.
actually, there you go. There you go.
Kate, as
Bravo,
always,
lopsided.
it's been a pleasure. Thanks for joining us.
Of course. Thank you guys so much. I always have so much fun with you guys.
Stay out of trouble now.
Thank you,
I
Kate.
will. I'm going to go bead some bracelets so that I'm not out of the trouble.
I want a bracelet.
She fucking just bounced. She's like, fuck all y'all. I got to get to Michael's before they close.
Fuck y'all bracelets.
All right. When we get back, I guess we got some more wrestling to talk about. But on the way out, KJG, give me the 1, 2, 3.
Back after this.
We would like to thank each and every one of you for tuning in every week to listen to The Shining Wizards. Here are some other ways in which you can support the show. If you shop on Amazon, visit amazon.shiningwizards.com and shop the way you always do. You'll pay the same low prices, and a portion of your purchase will help support the show. If you'd like to buy a Shining Wizards t-shirt, visit merch.shiningwizards.com to visit our pro wrestling tee store, and select from over a dozen great designs. You can also become a Patreon supporter at patreon.shiningwizards.com, where we offer bonus content, producer credits, special legend shows where you participate in the show, and so much more. Continue to listen to us wherever you listen to podcasts and watch the show live on social media. Don't forget to like, rate, review, and subscribe. Your continued support helps us to keep bringing you the best in professional wrestling podcasting.
It's time for your weekly lineup of shows on the Shining Wizards Network. On Mondays, it's the latest from Gorilla Brain, featuring the year of Duke and Rowe, covering a year's worth of classic wrestling, and the Tots Pod, introducing the world to wrestling action figure collecting. Also on Mondays, it's 30 Screams or Less, a weekly review of horror movies in 30 minutes or less. Rounding out Mondays, it's the Shining Wizards, covering everything in the world of pro wrestling. On Wednesdays, it's the Mark Order Podcast, keeping you up to date on everything AEW. On Fridays, it's Horns Up, as Radioactive Metal brings you everything in the world of heavy metal music. And on Saturdays, it's the ROH Revelry, covering everything in the history of Ring of Honor. The Shining Wizards Network is also the home to other great shows, like Bread Club, bringing you the latest from New Japan Pro Wrestling. The Brocast, your watch-along from Down Under, featuring the greatest wrestling matches in history. Turnbuckle throwbacks, paying homage to the greatest shows in the history of pro wrestling. Wrestling Night in Canada, a focus on wrestling with a north of the border spin. Going underground, taking you back to everything in the history of Lucha Underground. An inconclusive breakdown, keeping you up to date on everything happening in the world. Enjoy all of the amazing shows on the Shining Wizards Network, available wherever you listen to podcasts and at shiningwizardsnetwork.com. It's the Shining Wizards Network. Entertainment here.
You ever find yourself in the men's room and you've had one windjammer that's stuck in your butthole and it just doesn't want to come out no matter how hard you push or try to cut it? You need to get yourself a pair of turd tongs. With a comfort tip and a cushion grip, it's the easiest way to get those windjammers out of your butthole. And if you act now, you can get the bonus butt scraper absolutely free. Get a set for your car, put a set in the office, have one in each bathroom in your home. Turd tongs and the butt scraper will absolutely help you. You'll be so happy, you'll want to spend every waking moment in the men's room, even if you don't have to go to the bathroom. So get on the phone right now. Call 551-333-1030 for only $19.95 plus $3 shipping and handling, or send check or money order to Turd Tongs at the address on your screen. For centuries, women have tried to enhance the size of their breasts because women know that itty-bitty titties just don't stack up. After all this time, 21st century technology has provided the ladies with a modern miracle of science. Introducing Curve Crafter 5000 for the ultimate in cleavage construction. A technological breakthrough with 2 simple suction cups. Ladies, you can suck your way to the size of your dreams. And if you act now, you get the sweater stretcher absolutely free to guarantee firmness and a full bosom that people with any pronouns will enjoy. For the Curve Crafter 5000 and the free sweater stretcher, call now at 551-333-1030 for only $29.99 plus $5 shipping and handling, or send check or money order to the address on your screen. I don't know about you guys, but I'd love to suck my way to the size of my dreams.
Well, Tony, come on over, babe. Every time the Turd Tongues commercial plays, all I can think about is that one episode of King of Queens where Arthur's new number is 555 logs. Why didn't you go 555 logs, man? I would have went 555 logs.
Yeah, but that number was supposed to be like a kayfabe number. That number that's on there.
Gotcha.
Unfortunately, we can't figure things out because technology. Holy shit! Wait a minute. Can I ask you a question? We're not on Twitter tonight, huh? Look at that.
I thought we were never on Twitter. I thought that was the big deal.
Yeah, no, because I saw the thing and it had a check mark. Well, it looked like a check mark. It was like a fucking arrow, but whatever. Yeah, I don't understand what the problem is with that shit. But we are still not on Twitter, which is very unfortunate because Elon's got some of our money now too. So
yeah, this is a very unfortunate situation.
We got
very
the
sad
grok
turn of events.
I haven't done anything with the grok, but we got the grok.
Oh, I
What
forgot
the fuck
about
is the grok?
Got the grok. We want a grok.
The grok.
Grok!
Do you smell what the grok is cooking?
No. I want a grok.
Oh, I got you. I want a grok.
There you go.
Wow, you almost got into like Staying Alive there. You were like grok,
Grok it alive, grok it alive, grok
Oh,
one thing I wanted to say. So I watched Bash in Berlin, and throughout the event, like the style of wrestling connects with me so much more.
So much better.
And it's so nice to like watch a match and just not know like, okay, we're gonna hit a waterfall, next waterfall. Like it's so much better, so much fun to digest, like to sit back and rely and watch and be connected to a wrestling match. Like it's like Bash in the Berlin, I don't think wasn't the best pay-per-view they've ever put together. It was still super fun to
Very-
watch, and like
Very, very, very solid. And I apologize if I like asked Kate too many questions while you guys are just chilling on the side. But like I was just like so amped, like because Kate appreciates this as much as I do. Like I love when I watch these shows, I want to talk about them all day, like until like we can't talk about anything more. So if you guys had anything that you wanted to bring up on these shows, without Kate being here, please freaking do. And HK, you literally just did. So
well, and it's like and going through watching that, like watching, and that was the thing that like watching the first match right away, I was like, God, just the style of wrestling is so much more for me and for what I enjoy. Than like again, just waterfall, everybody wait and catch. Like it connects me so, or the same you hit me, I hit you spot, or the same, give me 25 quick chops in the corner. Like it's just not that brand of wrestling is just not entertaining to me whatsoever.
It's funny that you mentioned that because at one point during Randy and Gunther, it was already late in the match. And Randy and Gunther started like trading like forearms and shots and whatnot. And I'm like, man, they're not even laying these in. What's going on? Not 30 seconds later, all of a sudden something happened where one guy hit a move on one guy and then the other guy went back. Then they were like fucking fired up again. And then they started really fucking going. All right. They were playing the, hey, we're gassed right now. Now we both got our second wind. Now, and it wasn't always back and forth. Like there would be some spots where Gunther would all of a sudden get 5 in a row and then Randy would go down. Or like Gunther would hit 2 in a row, Randy would fire back with 4 more, and Gunther would go down. It wasn't just nonstop, like, fucking weeble wobbles staring at each other, just going back and forth.
And a lot of what was so good about this match, Tony, is that a lot of it, like we said, starting off slow, that probably could have been like the wrong phrase to use, but it started off on the ground a lot. And you don't see Randy Orton on the ground a lot.
Like, oh no, he'll do shit like that when it comes to playing with the crowd. Like he's very good at reading a room, and I remember matches from his years ago on pay-per-view where they would boo him, and he's like, "You're gonna boo me? All right." He'd grab a headlock, do a takeover, and just fucking lay on the mat, and he'd be like, "All right, come on."
But that was dickhead Randy Orton. This is like real legit wrestler Randy Orton.
Yeah, but this is Randy Orton knowing what he's doing and thinking about things and like playing off of what he's hearing as opposed to just, move after move after move, Even on the outside with the steps, like playing around. What am I going to do? Setting up the steps and then just dropping Gunther on top of him.
It's funny. It's funny that you mentioned that that headlock spot by Randy Orton. Like, good friend of mine, Shady, across the pond, 20+ year vet. Like he references that spot. Like, if that's what we're gonna do, I'm gonna absolutely give you the exact reason to continue to boo me that much more. Mm-hmm. Like, it's even like the part that made me laugh the most in that match. The fucking wave starts going and going, and you could see like it keeps going, and the crowd's so nuts just in general. Like they both kind of take a step back and go, okay, we'll let him wave, and then Randy Orton goes,
they know it. They know it's happening.
Yeah.
Oh my god, when Randy Orton put his hands up, I was like, that motherfucker gets it.
Yep, 100%.
Randy Orton could do absolutely no wrong, which is why I feel like if anyone has the opportunity to beat Cody Rhodes for that belt, it's going to be Randy.
I don't think he's going to beat him, but I think it's going to be a really big match where it's going to be very questionable. Like you'll think Randy's got it in him to do it.
Like Cody has to lose it eventually, right?
For sure.
But if it's not Roman, like in Roman,
well, he's got Roman, he's got The Rock, he's got Randy.
Maybe
those
The
are
Rock.
Big names.
Maybe The Rock. But like,
and then finally we get that Rock Roman Reigns deal where Roman doesn't have to get that rematch with Cody and he takes his place as the champ again. There's so many ways they can go with it,
Right, which is why it's so incredible to watch. Like Roman is now like, and this is I have a game that if you guys wanted to play, I have like the top whatever list, and that could take us a little bit, but like Roman's now like a huge babyface, right? Like, do you have him and Cody do what Kevin Owens and Cody just did, like two like guys that just have respect for each other and have a match? Like, is that like are those types of stories back to back sustainable? Like, I don't know.
No.
I want Randy Orton to turn on Cody and fucking beat him.
I think Roman right now not only does he have to deal with Solo, but they and I think they rushed it a little bit. They introduced Jacob Fatu into the mix already. The whole point of Jacob Fatu of getting hurt during that match with Cody was that he was out of the picture so he wouldn't confront Roman. They were kind of keeping them separate. And then all of a sudden, bam, when Roman gets the fucking jalapeno necklace, you know, fucking what's his name was the one to fucking hijack him from the back, you know? So he's got Solo to deal with, and now he's got Jacob Fatu.
So you know what I love about this is that even if these guys are all here, Tangaloa, Tamatanga, and Jacob Fatu and Solo are there, they're still building to the babyface side. We don't know what that babyface side is going to be yet. Is it going to be Roman and Cody? I don't think it should. I think it should just be Roman, the Usos, and Sami Zayn. That would be huge to me, but they might make a play where that Roman teams up with Cody, and then maybe that develops into like their rematch at Mania, or The Rock gets involved, and maybe The Rock introduced. There's like, it's unfathomable to me, like how many different ways they can go, and I would not be disappointed with any way they can go.
I could see Mania being Rock Roman and Cody Randy.
I would not hate that at all.
I could see that. I could see if you go the route that you did, where Cody and Roman are teaming up, The Rock could come back and say, "What the fuck are you doing? Get your shit right." And then that leads to Roman and Rock going at it.
Oh, this makes my blue blood boil.
I think that the one issue for me, like you said, like Cody's going to have to drop it at some point, which obviously, yeah, he's going to have to.
Yeah.
But the big problem, and I think this is why he holds it a little bit longer, is that we have so much invested in him finishing his story, grabbing his title, and now he's being a fighting champion, that once he drops it, you don't just restart you know what I mean? Like you have to
restart the story. Exactly.
You have to have something at the ready for him to get into, because if you don't, and they're good, like they will, but if it isn't at least on par with him finishing his story when he showed up, it's gonna seem less than.
But you can't help that, though. You can't help that. Like Cody Rhodes' return was so monumental, and that story that they told was so good. Like the sequel's never gonna be as good as the original. So like it'll still be good, but you like to compare it to his original run to get the belt. Unless they make it legit personal with him, if Randy Orton is the one that beats him, they can make a fucking great story out of Cody versus Randy Orton if Randy's the one that takes the belt off him, or if Randy's the one that has the belt. They can make a fucking tremendous story of Cody Randy. And
what I'm saying is if he's not in the title picture, right? Because if Cody's not in the title picture,
Cody's always going to be in the title picture.
What do you do with him?
Maybe LA Knight turns heel, or maybe it's just a gay. Like no, it's for at least the next 2 years. Cody Rhodes is going to be in the title picture, whether he has the belt or he doesn't. At least the next 2 years. There's no chance he can't be, unless the crowd does what AEW did and legit like turns on him. But I don't think they will.
Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm saying as a huge Cody guy, right? The entire run that he's been there, like until he got the title, was to get to the title. And now there's built-in stuff with the bloodline they could obviously default to. But it's still like, is it going to be?
It'll be good.
Is there gonna be there?
I have faith that like if you have Randy Orton turn on Cody, like in their history, like I said, like their history, their quote unquote legacy, like dude, like Randy Orton as an evil heel is so freaking good, and then him like beating Randy Orton would be just as big as beating Roman Reigns for the belt. Like, maybe not just as big, but like it would be on that level. Like, because Randy Orton has that over him. Like, he could even say, like, hey, like, my dad's alive, your dad's dead. Like, it could go so many different ways. Like, Randy Orton is such a good bad guy. As good as he is as a good guy, he's such a good bad guy. Like, whether or not the crowd, like, responds to him like that, like I think Randy Orton could easily make this work where Cody Rhodes becomes his second title reign will mean even more than his first.
I hope so. I hope so.
That's assuming if they put the belt on Randy anyway.
Cody Rhodes, Cody Rhodes. I'm really digging the shows from Europe, man. The crowds have just been unbelievable. Speaking of things that we dig, Tom Latimer is your new NWA World's Heavyweight Champion. Defeated EC3 this weekend at NWA 76.
Good for
Is
him.
he taking it to XPW?
Oh God, I hope so. If we get to see the NWA World's Champion at the Hart Ballroom, oh my God.
What about the Meadowlands Expo Center?
No, but speaking of which,
I know
that luchador Mexican midgets thing is going to be this Saturday at the racetrack. No, whatever. No, we do not want Tyrus. Will you got people in the fucking chat stop it?
Kate's just a gift that keeps on giving.
Tyrus is retired. He's retirested.
He's retired.
They should tie Tyrus to AJ Francis's ankle and throw them both off a bridge.
I will say this. I watched TNA. I watched TNA Emergence this weekend. And I saw Tyrus, AJ Francis's promo about it. And then he introduced Casey Navarro to substitute for Rich Swann. AJ Francis might be turning on me.
Ugh.
Tony.
Yeah, I mean they're putting him in pretty high profile spots, on TNA. He was involved in MLW with what's his name? Boomaye Fight Club guy, Alex Kane.
All right.
And they had a pretty good match, honestly. It was one that your homeboy Savio Vega was involved in.
My man.
Yeah. So you know what? I haven't seen enough of him post WWE, but I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. I'll wait and see.
No, I hated him in WWE.
Oh no, he was the drizzling shit.
And I hated him in TNA.
But it's nice that he talks shit and he's at least got something that he could back it up with.
He just doesn't look like a wrestler to me. Like he just you could have like a freaking Colin Delaney looked more like a wrestler than AJ Francis did. Like, you know what I mean? Like he looked the part of a wrestler. Colin Delaney, AJ Francis just came in and played wrestler. Like, but
I'd still put him over Marco Stunt though.
Wow. Look at that. That's a poll we should run. Who would you rather watch, Marco Stunt or AJ Francis?
Marco Stunt.
Marco Stunt would probably be the overwhelming.
Yeah.
But AJ Francis was a hell of a football player. I'll give him that.
How good could he be? What's he doing now?
Well, he's Russ Francis's kid, right? He's also a legendary wrestler. Nothing. WrestleMania 2, no one really.
Well, I got you, Russ Francis. Is he Russ Francis's kid?
No.
Oh, okay. Let's say.
At least I don't think so. I don't want to say no.
Yeah, I don't want to. You can't. I know exactly what we're thinking, and we can't say definitively yes or no.
Well,
I know what Russ Francis looks like, and I know what AJ Francis looks like. So we can't go either way yet.
I was never very good in biology anyway.
The genes, they're huge.
Yeah, my Punnett squares were never fucking technically sound.
Meiosis.
I can't tell if people are supposed to have brown eyes or blue eyes, let alone what color their melatonin's supposed to be. Melatonin? Yeah, that's the word. Anyway, yeah. We got new tag team champions in MLW, by the way. Akira Kwan and the fucking crazy old man from New Japan.
Akira Kwan, former guest of the show?
Yes, friend of the show, and Minoru Suzuki.
Dude, do you see the size of his dog?
Representing fucking Contra Unit are the new tag team champions.
Have you seen the size? Like when he said he had a bull mastiff, like I was like, all right, whatever, it's a big dog. That's a freaking big dog.
And I mean, Akira Kwan is not the biggest guy in the world either. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, that dog is like, it's like a statue outside of like a hotel in like Louisiana or something like that. Like it's a freaking huge dog. It could easily be like a porcelain statue, like to like get people to come to your five and dime.
What the fuck?
That's right.
By the way, let me ask you your opinion. This is probably going to be the last time you ever see me like this. My son and I thought it'd be a great idea for me to try to grow in a mustache, and unfortunately, I think the McMahon is like the best it's going to get.
No, then don't do it.
So yeah,
Can't
it's
do it.
probably going to
Can't do
wind
it.
up disappearing.
If it connects, do it. If it doesn't,
No, but it
connect,
doesn't connect. But it doesn't fill all the way in. Like it's just like
give it time. Give it time,
I'm forever going through puberty with my fucking facial hair.
dude.
How many days you got there, Tony? How many
It's
days?
about a
in?
week. It's about
That's
a week.
a week. That's a week in.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Give it another week. I want to see what it looks like next week, and then we
Oh,
can
really? I got to go to work like this tomorrow?
I would give it another week, man. You got to see really what you're working with.
Yeah. I mean, I could never grow a full beard to begin with.
I'm the same way with my freaking acne. Like I don't out of nowhere, adult acne is like back, and it's just like without reproach.
During COVID, I actually grew everything underneath, and it was like really fucking thick and fuzzy. But then it got to be too much. Like I was constantly like scratching my chin. I was like, I got to get rid of it, and just fucking took it all off. But yeah, the mustache, highly disappointed in the turnout so far. I feel like Vince McMahon when you saw that picture of him, like when he was out of the spotlight for a couple of months, and then he had that mustache.
Mustachio.
I don't want to be creepy, Mr. McMahon. I really don't.
If you connect, you're good.
It doesn't connect. That's the problem. It kind of stops like around here.
Can you
grow any of that in, Tony? Any of that? Any of this?
No, like this will grow in, but not this. Like this will grow in, but not this. This grows in, but not this. Like it's all fucked up.
Gotcha.
My beard is really fucking janky. Really bad.
That is pretty janky.
Although if my facial hair came from my back hair, I'd have no problem looking like a fucking member of ZZ Top.
Maybe do a little transplant.
Fuck. I'll just shave it off the back and just fucking glue it on.
A little butt hair on your face.
Then I'd be going like this.
All right, there it is. Name of the episode: butt hair on your face.
Oh shit.
Quick question.
Yeah, what's up?
Isn't it? At what point do you separate Prince Nana from Swerve?
All the time.
I'm so fucking tired. Like Swerve is this. The character that he is playing is no remorse, badass, is gonna fuck you up, and then you get done with this like super emotional, intense promo, and then this fucking jack off just start dancing. It's silly. It's fucking stupid.
It is.
They gotta separate those two.
It is, and that goes back to my point of like, what do you want him to be? Like, what does AEW want Swerve to be? Do they want him to be a heel? As long as you have Prince Nana with him, who I love and adore. Prince Nana is a great guy. Former guest of the show, T-Donk. The
him
more
and
you
his large
have him,
penis.
the more you have him with him, it's just he's got to be a babyface, and it also like dilutes him because it's not. I think this is so tough. Swerve has done a lot to show what he can do. But as long as Prince Nana is with him, to me, you're not getting the best Swerve we can get. I don't think.
I tend to agree with that.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, I think he's doing great. He's doing great work on the stick, right? He's good enough in the ring, and then you get done doing like this super, what I would view as heel shit,
and then all
of a sudden you get the fucking guy dancing around. It's ridiculous, man. You have to separate the two. I would take fucking Swerve and have him put the boots to Nana. Do some really fucking fuck him up. Just
you know what I would do? I would remove Prince Nana, as you say, and I would actually put him with, if you want to get an act over, maybe put him with Private Party. And let Private Party actually go to work with Prince Nana doing his dance with them, or developing a new dance with them, or with who else would work? All right, so how about this question? If you're going to take Prince Nana away from Swerve, who would you put him with?
So
Moxley.
I think. Yeah, I ultimately what I think I would probably do is I would work to a Billy reuniting with his kids, and I would interject Nana into that equation, and I would get Nana with the fucking the
Acclaimed?
scissors.
The Acclaimed.
The Acclaim. There it is. That's what I would do. I would work those guys together somehow. I don't know how you get to the finish. I just don't know how you get to the start of it. But I think that working him in there, because then you can go the Guns, right, reuniting, all that. It could work either way. Either team could be heel, either team could be face. The Outrunners, no, Brundlefly, not the Outrunners.
It's listen, at the end of the day, to me, it just depends on what they want to do with the guy. Like, do they want him to be like the badass motherfucker? If you're the badass like Paul Heyman doesn't come out and dance when he's with the biggest heel in the company. Like, you just don't do that. You shouldn't do that. So like, I get it. It's over. I love it, but it doesn't do anything for Swerve to me.
No.
Just to me.
No, it doesn't. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
I love the act. I love when he comes out first and does it. And I think it's way better than with all due respect to Tully Blanchard. I think Prince Nana's a way better fit with Swerve than Tully Blanchard was. But like, this is Swerve was with Tully, right? The Mogul Embassy, right? Or the Blanchard thing?
No.
Wasn't Tully with them? Wasn't Tully Swerve's manager first? Or no?
I don't remember Tully and Swerve ever. I could be wrong, but I don't ever remember.
I thought it was what was Kate's here. Kate's still here. Is the Mogul Embassy, was Swerve in that? Yeah, it was, right? The embassy and Tully was a part of that, I think. Could be definitely wrong about that. Somebody correct me in the chat if I'm wrong. But yeah, it's just something has to change. Do you guys want to play a game, or do you guys want to talk about wrestling more? Is there anything else we have to talk about? TNA?
I mean, I didn't check anything with TNA this weekend, so I can't really chime in on anything.
So you had the Iron Man match with Nick Nemeth and Josh Alexander, which was awesome. Ziggler won. You had the system. Trust the system, boys.
I do. You know,
beat the super team of Mike Santana, the Hardys, and I believe in Joe Hendry had a tough weekend, boys. I'll tell you right now. Even though he's having the best run of his life, he had a tough weekend. How do you feel about that?
You got to remember, it's not about going over; it's about getting over.
Yeah.
No, sometimes you got to go over. Nah. And if you can't beat my dear good close personal friend Brian Myers and my dear good close personal friend Eddie Edwards and my dear good close personal friend Moose, then you're not doing it right. You're just not doing it right.
Guess I am not doing it right.
You shouldn't do that.
Speaking about your good close personal friend, he's facing my good close personal friend coming up.
What show is that? The premiere, whatever.
September 21st. He's got my main man, the main feature, Rich Maxwell.
Former guest of the show.
I just worked with him this past weekend. They're fighting for the championship.
I'm gonna have to. Maybe I should go out there and be Brian Myers' manager there. How about that?
Saturday, September 21st in Colfax, Iowa.
Yo, how you're gonna be in the corner of the main feature or no?
I won't be there. I won't be there for that one.
Maybe I should go there and talk shit about you.
Well, let me ask you, HK. You were there for a show this past weekend where I saw your doppelbanger, JJ Rogue, get his ass kicked a little bit. What happened, buddy?
I don't know. I don't know if he got his ass kicked a little bit. It was a situation. There was a couple of matches in the main event. After the main event, JJ Rogue got into the ring and explained to the referee that he thought he probably could have done a much better job throughout the evening. I think he was not fair and impartial. Turned around to offer a handshake to a couple other talents that were in the ring, and then I turned back around, or JJ Rogue turns back around. Caught a stunner from the official, and then those slimy bastards pick JJ Rogue up. They put him in the corner for some punk kid to hit a shooting star press.
Nobody puts JJ in the corner.
Nobody puts JJ in the corner.
That's some
Especially
bullshit.
Punk
Especially
Kid
after
shooting star press.
as kindly as JJ Rogue did, just to explain to the official, he thought he could have done a much better job throughout really trying to help that official out, realizing his full potential. And then offering a handshake?
Now, this kid that did the shooting star press, not a gym teacher.
Not a gym teacher. No.
Heard he might have been about like 16 or so.
Yeah, 19. Yeah. 19.
JJ seems to maybe needs a little bit more training, if I had to say so. Not so much in the managerial skills, but
What do you do, man? It was a 4-on-1 situation.
Yeah, but maybe he needs a Pat Patterson and Jerry Briscoe to teach him how to block the stunner.
Definitely doesn't need to learn how to sell the stunner. I'll tell you that.
No, definitely not. It's poetry in motion.
But
And that son of a bitch wears shoes.
yeah.
Boys, we got about 20 minutes left. Do you guys want to play the game that I developed here?
Is it going to take more than 20 minutes?
No, it shouldn't. We don't have to do it's basically a top 5, but it's a top 10. But we don't have to guess the order exactly.
All
There's
right.
only 2 of us.
Can we just make it a top 5?
No, I don't want to do that.
All right.
Is
I
it
think
something
I think it'll be easy.
Okay. All right. I'll take his word on this. Let's do it up.
So we're gonna do the top 10 most popular WWE superstars
Of all time?
Nope, currently on the roster.
Oh,
And John Cena doesn't count, by the way.
okay. Does The Rock count?
Rock does not count.
Okay. All right. We got parameters.
Yeah.
All right. HK, I defer to you first, sir.
Cody Rhodes.
And of course, he gets number 1. Cody Rhodes, I think, is the still most over popular wrestler in WWE. Cody Rhodes.
I'm going to do a little Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns is number 3
What?
on this list. He just came back, so he's got some work to do, but people love him. And 3, I think, is a pretty good spot for someone that just came back.
I think I know who 2 is.
Rhea Ripley.
HK, Rhea Ripley is number 2. She is beyond reproach popular. She gets the biggest reactions like you can imagine. So yeah, number 2. This might take 5 minutes actually.
I'm going to say Seth Franklin Rollins.
Seth Rollins comes in at number 8.
Wow.
That's how many people they have over, man.
Wow.
And he hasn't been on TV in a little while, so.
So CM Punk.
CM Punk would be number 5. So you nailed it, HK.
Would R-Truth hit the top 10?
R-Truth does hit the top 10. And I wanted to put him so much higher, but then I realized like how many popular guys there are. R-Truth comes in at number 9.
Kevin Owens.
Kevin Owens is number 10, HK.
Has Sami Zayn been around? I would say Sami Zayn. He probably is not up there.
So Sami Zayn was on the list. He got bumped for Kevin Owens.
Oh, wow. Kevin Owens fucks Sami Zayn again.
Again, yeah. Sami Zayn was there. He probably deserves to be on the list, probably more even than like Seth Rollins now, because Seth Rollins hasn't been on TV.
Can we get a running tally real quick?
Oh God. Cody Rhodes, Rhea Ripley, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, R-Truth, Kevin Owens.
Okay, got 7.
So you get 3 more.
No. Did we say Randy Orton?
No, we didn't.
Is it your turn?
Randy Orton.
Is it your turn?
Yeah, it's
I
his
don't
turn.
Randy Orton, number 4.
Wow. So who else is left? You said most popular or
Like the most they're all baby faces. So like the most popular, they get the biggest responses in the crowd.
huh?
This is really we have another 15 minutes to fill.
Who am I missing? Who is popular? I don't want to say them.
You're going to go through the roster on WWE.com, aren't you?
No, I'm trying to go through WWE.com in my head. Any tag teams on the list?
No tag teams. One of them I had on there, but I took off begrudgingly. I had Bianca Belair on the list, but she's not.
That's who I was going to go with.
She didn't make the cut, unfortunately. But she deserves to be on the list.
Bailey?
No Bailey.
Wow. All right.
LA Knight.
Oh, fuck. I didn't even think of him.
Yeah. Yeah, he is at number 6.
How about Jey Uso?
Jey Uso, number 7.
Yeet. Yeet. We got one more.
Did we get them all?
No, I don't think we did, right? We didn't get them all, did we?
Did we?
Who we missing? Maybe we did get them all.
No, I think
so.
we
There's
may
one
have.
that I would be shocked that if he wasn't on the list.
Who?
It's Bo Dallas.
No.
You know what? That's a good guess. The Wyatt 6 would have been. They should have been on here. All right, so I don't know if we got them all, but I'll just read off the list. How about that? Then we can figure out. I think we got them all.
Braun Breaker on that list?
No, I think we got them all.
Okay.
Cody. 10 was Kevin Owens. 9 was R-Truth. 8 was Seth Rollins. 7 was Jey Uso. 6 was LA Knight. Ooh, did we get 5? Yeah, we did get 5. 5 was CM Punk.
Yep.
4 was Randy Orton.
Yeah, we got them. We got the top 3.
3 was Roman Reigns. 2 was Rhea Ripley, and 1 was Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, we did get them all.
Yeah. So like, if this was like an order game, it would have been much more challenging. Like if you had to guess what position they were in, it would have been much more challenging because you could make an argument that any one of these people could be over the other one, other than maybe like Cody and Rhea and Roman.
I have the top 10 merchandise sellers.
Oh, let's do it.
Like right now?
It's a little bit outdated. This is as of March 10th. Let me see if I can get an updated list.
That's
kind of like
game.
this. And this potentially could have like, legends on it. Things like that.
I'll play the game.
No, I'm just saying it wouldn't maybe it doesn't just encompass who's currently on like the active roster.
Expand your mind.
Fuck yeah.
See, this just has top.
Yeah, Kate's right. Sammy should have been on it, but
I mean, you can't put everybody.
There's only 10 spots, and that's how great all of these people are. Listen, I wanted Bianca Belair to be on it, and
Cody Rhodes. I have that fucking stuck in my head. God damn the people of Europe.
They're gems.
Or throwing me off every time they started counting in German.
Yeah, I don't know.
So this has got.
I just thought they were like saying gibberish. All right, go ahead.
You thought they were stupid?
Yeah.
This list has the top 5 in 2024 so far.
Oh, I like it.
Is this strictly WWE? Anything
strictly
on the catalog?
WWE. Anything on the catalog, it's the top 5 merchandise sellers in 2024.
All right, Tony, I'll let you go first.
I'm thinking LA Knight's got to be up there, right?
Yeah, I would think so too, but he's not.
Wow. All right.
Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes is number 1.
Roman Reigns has got to be up there because when Roman came back, he sold a shit ton of merchandise in like one night.
The original Tribal Chief, OTC.
As well as the replica belts.
Roman is number 4.
Okay. Yeah. And considering he was gone for a big chunk of time, that's a big deal.
Can I get, this is a bold guess, can I get NWO?
Not on the list.
Now is this all active wrestlers or this is like
it's whatever's on the site.
It's whatever's up on the site, yeah, through 2024.
So we have Roman, we have Cody. Wow. And
now let me ask you this,
Knight.
HK. Hold on, real quick.
Yeah,
Bloodline is not included with Roman. Or would you include
correct.
Bloodline?
No.
I wouldn't guess Bloodline.
No, really?
I feel like that would be Roman Reigns to me. No one's buying it for Solo. No
Did
offense.
The Rock have enough? Oh, Cena's got to be up there.
Cena's not on the list.
Wow, that's surprising because he came out and he started doing that like the last time is now shit.
Yep.
I'm gonna go
Wow.
Yeet, Jey Uso.
Jey Uso's number 3.
Wow, good call. Good call.
Yeet. Yeetin. We should make a parody shirt of the Yeet with Yeetin on the shirt.
Any females in the top 5?
Ooh.
Not a 1.
Wow.
See,
Okay.
you can't ask that question because Rhea Ripley could have easily been there.
Yeah, but hers is mostly Judgment Day, wasn't it? Up to this point,
Yeah, but still, she's so fucking monstrously over.
and I would assume Judgment Day's not up there.
It is not.
Rey Mysterio in the top 5?
Not in the top 5.
Ooh,
Wow.
that was a good guess. I will guess Seth freaking Rollins.
Not on the list. I think there's one. Like, I mean, the 2 left are pretty glaringly obvious ones.
I mean, the guesses we had weren't not so Maguzzo.
Right.
Becky, no, and Becky, you said no women. Fuck.
No women fuck.
Probably not. Wow. And no Randy Orton, huh?
No Randy Orton.
Huh.
He's never really had a great shirt out.
Are they still? Did they?
They're always
really-
way too complicated and like Ed Hardy like.
Yep.
Like
Did they? I guess they didn't sell any Brock Lesnar merch, really, right? Like, what would he have in the item shop?
no. I think I got one.
Go ahead.
No, it's you. We had to play the game the right way, man.
Oh, huh.
Zack Ryder. No.
No.
He probably would be on that list today, though.
Austin?
Stone Cold Steve Austin is number 5.
Oh.
Damn. Is he funny?
All right, so to play off what Tony did, I can either go one of two ways. I can either go Rock or I can go DX.
Ooh, not 2 I was thinking of.
I might go. Is DX still that over?
It's so crazy that fucking Austin is number 5. It really is so
Like
wild.
you like put my head in like a totally different direction, like where I'm like straying away from current stars. Like it's not gonna be New Day. It's not gonna be like. I'm gonna go DX.
DX is not on the list.
Ah!
I'm gonna take a shot in the dark. What number's left? What position is left? 4th?
Number 2.
Number 2. See, that kind of throws my guess off. Because my guess is somebody who really moves a lot of his own merch, but I'm going to say it anyways. Hulk Hogan, number 2?
Hogan is not number 2.
That's,
and
when you
and
said
I'll-
number 2, that kind of shit the bet on that one.
I'll pull the trigger on the other option. They had The Rock.
It's not The Rock.
Oh, so it's got to be somebody.
And it's
current.
glaringly obvious,
It's
huh?
got to be somebody current, Tony.
I know Randy Orton. Oh, God.
Oh, could it? No, it can't be that guy. Oh, no.
No, I don't think Damian Priest would be.
No, that's who I was thinking, and I was thinking Gunther. I don't think it's him either.
That's the other one I was thinking. I'm going to go Damian Priest.
Not Damian Priest.
You want to go Gunther?
No, I'm not going Gunther. I don't think it's it.
Cody Rhodes. Cody.
Do I?
Yeah, do it.
Do I pull a bold pull and go Sami Zayn? I don't think I do.
Ooh, no?
I don't think I do. There's got to be somebody on SmackDown that I'm forgetting about. Oh, is it the Wyatt Six?
It's not.
Is it someone from NXT or is this WWE main roster?
No, it's main roster. Prominently main roster.
Oh, fuck. I know who it is.
It's not Gunther.
It's not.
Okay.
Braun Breaker.
It's not Braun Breaker.
Oh,
God.
wow.
Yeah, god damn it. I fucking read the chat. Jesus Christ.
I'm not looking at the chat, so now I have to guess. Because you saw it, obviously.
So I lose my turn.
Drew McIntyre? Oh God, CM Punk.
There it is. CM Punk's
you go.
number 2.
God damn it.
Wonder what that
Fucking
top
Duke
10
the Dumpster Bags coming in with that one. Holy shit.
Duke the Dumpster Bags.
I literally put this beautiful Shining Wizards
Fuck did we forget
cozy
CM Punk all that time?
up over the chat to so I didn't see it. So
Cody Rhodes. That stupid fucking song is stuck in my head. By the way, congratulations to Joey Chestnut, who defeated Takeru Kobayashi today in the hot dog eating competition on Netflix. By the way, they were not allowed to dunk buns. They had to do everything just consuming. Fucking Joey Chestnut set his own record and the world record, 83 hot dogs in 10 minutes.
is that what the normal time is for like the Nathan's thing?
Yeah, it used to be 12. They shrunk it to 10, and he's just been fucking breaking his record practically every year.
Can I do a little callback from a couple years ago now, a year and a half, maybe 2? I still fucking guarantee I dominate Double T in a hot dog eating contest. Not timed, just amount. I fucking dominate him.
You gotta have a time on it.
I mean, even if we put a half an hour.
Yeah, that's
I fucking crush him.
But you don't eat meat, bro.
Well, that's the problem, because you got to have the same.
What the fuck?
You got to have the same dog, right? They got to be the same thing.
And he's not going to eat tofu. He might fucking explode.
It doesn't. I mean, there's other options out there.
Yeah, you can't. It's not feasible as far as I'm concerned. You either have to eat hot dogs or you have to have him condition his body to eat tofu dogs.
I like how it's Matt conditioning his body.
Yeah. Falling down the stairs is conditioning his body.
Holy shit. I don't know, man.
Annihilate him.
I don't know, man. He crushed a whole lot more White Castle than you did.
I crushed all the vegetarian White Castle that was there.
I mean, did you want more? I mean, I would have ordered you more, but you didn't. You fucking told me 4 and I gave you 6.
I asked for less.
Yeah, you were underselling yourself, bro.
And I still I'm not going to let them go to waste.
No, well, of course not. Well, who the fuck else was going to eat them anyway?
That's what I'm saying.
I might get White Castle right now.
I could have threw them in the yard and fucking grew some trees with those fuckers.
A couple of friends for tree.
Oh my god, fucking Brundon with the yucks. HK knows to put down some wieners.
Well,
do we have picks? Do we have the?
No, we don't. But I think you and I had the same picks across the board, didn't we? So I don't think
so too.
Oh wait, we did. He updated them. No shit. Or did he? I don't know. They look a little off.
No, the 2 events.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll fucking wait for it to roll by again. But, wow, that went really fucking fast for me. The Shining Wizards pay-per-view picks. Let's see. KJG 151-34. He went 3-2. Wait, 4-2.
7-4.
Yeah, why is there 3? I'm still 151-34, 4-2, 7-4 as well. Brundon 145-40 went 4-2 and 8-3. Matt 141-44, 4-2, 7-4. HK bringing up the rear. Oh yeah, 132-53, 3-3, 6-5. Yeah, I looked at your picks, dude, and I'm like, these are the picks of a man that's trying to make up ground. Unfortunately, it's not going to happen.
The only, if I could take one pick back from the weekend, it would have been the tag team title match, the women's at Bash in Berlin. I would have.
Yeah, but I still don't understand why they put the titles back on them. Like, it just didn't make sense. I just don't think
they're hitting Dawn and Fire. Like, I just don't think they're hitting. And they tried, and
and it's too early to cut Jade away from Bianca. It just is. As much as I was talking about Bianca earlier in the show, she still needs Jade. I mean, she still needs Bianca to be there with her. She still needs a bit of seasoning. She's 100%. Still got to get her ass kicked a little bit.
I had Bianca written in, and then I stopped myself and started thinking about it, going, well, they can't pull the trigger that. You know what I mean? Like that.
That's what I thought.
Quick.
Yeah.
The other thing that I started thinking was, well, heels and faces on the card. Like, how imbalanced is their card going to be? How balanced is it going to be? So I kind of went back and forth a little bit and went, well, no, it doesn't seem like the time for them to drop the belts. I think they're doing a hell of a job.
And
So
I will say this too.
man.
I will say, I'm sorry, like, my internet's probably bad, but I didn't mean to cut you off. But I will say this too. I did not see Zachary Wentz beating Wesley either.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think we all took Wesley, didn't we?
So those two picks were bonkers to me. But like,
Bonkers McGonkers.
Bonkers McGonkers.
Yeah, speaking of picks, I have to decide when we're going to do the
which nostril?
The roasts. The roasts of the hosts. Ah, that's actually a pretty good name.
Yeah, it's not bad. Are you also getting roasted in this, Tony?
No, I got roasted all by myself last time. Now it's your fuckers' chance to go in the fucking thing.
Wait, what? What are we talking? What?
And yeah, maybe you know what? I'm going to talk to Double T about it. I think maybe next year instead of doing picks, maybe we do a Wizards Deadpool. I think maybe mix it up.
No, I don't want to do that. I don't like to wish bad things.
You shouldn't do it. It's not wishing. It's hoping.
No, it's I don't. That's worse.
Yeah, Matt Riddle, your time is coming, buddy.
Oh, geez. At this point, who's going first, Matt Riddle or Jimmy Carter? Jimmy Carter's been in hospice for like 5 years.
It's unstoppable.
It's unbelievable. Maybe he should run for president.
Jimmy Carter's he's an eternal treasure.
He's a fucking cyborg at this point. My God. It's unbelievable. It really
hey,
is
Jimmy, you
unbelievable.
good?
Actually, Brendan brings up another good point. KP Burke basically roasted KJG instead of you, Tony. Yes, he did. Although he got me good. He got me pretty good, too. KJG's an equal opportunity.
KP's got a fucking blue too hard on for me, so.
Yeah, but KP is also a fucking master at the roast. He's an unbelievable writer when it comes to that shit.
Very funny guy.
Speaking of so good, we hope you enjoyed this so good episode of The Shining Wizards. Don't forget to like, rate, review, subscribe. Don't watch us on X because apparently we're not there still. Nope. Fucking 6 weeks or 7 weeks running, whatever. We got to get that shit figured out. Patreon episodes, a new one dropped yesterday. I think it was the July 2024 hang, if I'm not mistaken. Another good way to join us. $3 a month. That's your sweet spot. You get all the bonus episodes, not just the new ones, all the bonus episodes. And special thanks, of course, to Kate the Great, Miss Kate Fabe on the socials, all over the place, doing great things with us. Having an amazing conversation with mostly KJG, but we won't hold that against them.
Sorry about that. Listen,
No, it was all good stuff, man. It was all good stuff. And don't forget to tune in next week. Who do we even have next week? I got to look at the notes. I don't even fucking know. We got somebody next week.
Is it the hand job corner?
No, we got fucking and shit. Matt's going to be so mad. Brendan fucking.
Oh, he's going to be furious.
Brendan sent me the list and I fucking forgot. But I know Fala Baz in the future too. So
yes. That's
Fala will be making his triumphant return. I don't know. Maybe there's a banner somewhere. Who knows? I'm done. It's fucking 9:00. I'm calling it quits.
Steve Off from Pro Wrestling Magic.
That's it. Thank you so much.
The epicenter of Richfield Park, New Jersey.
Fuck yeah, dude. All right, boys.
Love it.
Let's cue up the music and take this bad boy home.
This has been a production of the Shining Wizards Network. Your executive producers are Manny Kretzo and Main Event Mike Peterson. Our producers are Kate Hensler, Matt Garifo, Hi Fi, Tom, Ryan Schlong, Brendan Haney, Al Day, Kathy Hummer, William Mercier Jr., Michael Hammond, David Henry Bauer III, Keith Parker, and Scott George. For everything Shining Wizards, visit shiningwizards.com. And don't forget to listen to all the great shows of the Shining Wizards Network.
Night, Diane.